You know, it's funny how life throws you friends that you didn't even realize you needed, right? So I was working at a radio station in Illinois. I was the production guy, and I had really no production to do. And my boss had just gotten an illness, and he had taken off. And so really, it was just us. We were winging it. We had no idea what to do. We had just gotten St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And the year before, we I felt, did a poor job with it. And this year, I had free reign. I was the production guy. I get to do it all. And we didn't really sell it out that well. So I had to make up a bunch of promos. And me and another guy by the name of Tim Mize, we locked ourselves in a room in January. And by the time spring training come out, we had pounded out 36 promos, 42 different kinds of pieces of content, like This Week in Cardinal Baseball or Today's History. We had so much stuff. And it sounded so good, in my opinion. And in the process, I made one of the best friends I will ever have in my lifetime in Tim Mize. I can say that. And we used to do this show together during the same time. It was called The News You Can Abuse, a little backstory for you. And Tim and I became awesome, in my opinion. We had the best flow. It was so fluid back and forth. And I'm pleased to give you some bonus content because this right here, I got Tim on the phone. And I recorded a News You Can Abuse with him, and it was amazing. I had such a fun time. I hope it comes through. Congratulations if you're listening to this, because it is bonus content from the old 77. Without further ado, here is the News You Can Abuse from the old 77.
It's showtime.
It's that time of the day. Lock the doors. Hide the children.
Heck yeah.
It's Scott and Tim's. Tim and Scott's News You Can Abuse.
And welcome to the News You Can Abuse with me, Scott, and that guy's Tim.
It's the OG version.
It's the OG version. He's on the phone and everything, man. We did this one time from a tractor, if I remember right.
That's true, and a combine.
And a combine, heck yeah.
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 Fully mobile.
So where are you at now? You at home? You at work?
I'm at my house in my studio.
Heck yes.
Yeah, I haven't had to go in physically to the radio station I work at since like mid-March.
Yeah, I haven't been at work for a while. Here and there, just sporadically, but yeah, I've not popped in for much.
Well, I told some people, I said, I may never go back.
I don't want to. I really like this.
No, it's great. You don't have to put on pants. You can, do whatever you want.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. I don't have to put on pants. That's the best part, brother.
You're wearing pants?
No. You know, I am mad at myself, though, because I have worn pants more than I care to admit when I had the opportunity not to.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
That's so disappointing. I hate myself for it.
I find I like myself going slippers and bathrobe.
I totally believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. You better believe it.
Slippers and bathrobe. That's my guy, man. So let's.
It's like the mullet. Very similar. Business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, but it pretty much says all party, right?
Yeah, it's
right.
No doubt.
Yeah, no.
Till I bring the straight profession with my voice.
That's all you need, man. That's all you need. Let me start it off. Police in Germany say they have an easy time tracking down a petty thief as he forgot his own son at the scene of the crime. Police said the 29-year-old suspect ran off when he was trying to get about $5.65 worth of goods that he was stealing. It triggered a silent alarm at a supermarket checkout lane on Friday, and police say the man's 8-year-old son was just, quote, left behind. And so the culprit was pretty much quickly identified. Hey, who's your dad?
I figured that guy was probably trying to steal like some chewing tobacco, something along those lines. $5.65.
That's an obvious. That's got to be some one object, right? I mean, that's right. That's too specific a price.
One of those impulse buys that you get at the register.
Well, you know what? That 8-year-old now knows how much he's worth.
That's true. A keychain and a light. Merry Christmas.
Hey, man, where's your dad at? Take us to him. All right.
Oh, that's fantastic. I got a similar one here.
Perfect.
It's from Delaware, and a woman was arrested for DUI and shoplifting after authorities say she drove drunk to the supermarket to steal meat. Now, naturally, this happened at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Of course.
When else would you go to the grocery store to steal meat? But when troopers arrived, store employees told them that the intoxicated woman had placed an undisclosed amount of meat inside of her purse and walked around the store.
Oh.
And it's always the drunkest person, right? You think you're so smooth and so slick. I picture this woman like dropping like frozen chunks of meat on the floor.
I just imagine her bag dripping blood.
That's right. She gets one very calm read of the purse while 3 clank to the floor.
Right.
Store employees just watching her do it. So they detected, obviously, an odor of alcohol. Found open alcohol in plain sight in her vehicle. She was arrested for DUI, which, coincidentally enough, was her 6th DUI offense. She was also...
That's it?
6.
I feel like...
Lucky number 6.
I feel like 6 is a light number for her. Those are rookie numbers, honey. You need to pump them up.
Well, she probably talked her way out of another 6. Very, very smooth operator, this one.
Honey, your bag's bleeding.
Oh, you can see that?
Well, it is my time of the month. We don't talk about that.
That's right. Mind your business.
Oh, my God. I got another good one. This one comes from the BBC. So just reading you the headline here. Store owner tells robbers, now's not a good time. Come back later. So they did.
There you go. It's reasonable.
So this one comes from Newser. They're either the world's most accommodating criminals. Yeah, I could see that. The greediest, the most optimistic, or either the dumbest, or maybe just all the above. The BBC is reporting that 15 tense minutes happened on Saturday for a Belgian e-cigarette shop owner identified simply as Dieter.
Dieter?
Dieter. Touch my monkey. Touch it.
It's my street name.
That's his hood name, Dieter. So, Dieter, man, he's with the Crips. When a half dozen one-armed robbers showed up in Dieter's shop mid-afternoon, he simply told them, quote, I told them clearly that 3 p.m. is not the best time to hold up a store. So... He says so instead he managed to stammer out that if they came back later on, he'd possibly have more money, more euros to hand over to him. And to his surprise, they agreed and left. They thought it was a good idea. Yeah, Dieter, we're going to do that, man. The cops didn't buy Dieter's story when he called and told them. But they changed their minds because the guys turned around and came back around 5:30 and Dieter shook his head at him. He said, no, guys, it's too early. He even said, quote, to the cops, I berated them, telling them, you have to buy a watch. You have something. You got to wait around 6:30. I'll have more for you when the store closes. So the dudes left again. Right? This is 2 times. They came back.
Knows no bounds.
They came back. Plainclothes cops were there, and they arrested him. Dieter says it was like a comedy. They're being called the worst robbers in Belgium. 5 of the hopeful criminals were arrested, including a minor. A 6th managed to get away. They weren't the brightest, Dieter says.
But one did manage to get away.
Yeah, one got away, man.
That's impressive. I don't think it'll take us too long to round him up.
You ever see that movie, You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
I have seen that.
So I imagine Dieter is like running the going out of business stereo store. No. Sony Guts. But sir, this was like $6.50. No, for you $3.50. Sony Guts.
No matter the country, the jails are just filled with the dumbest people imaginable.
You find the dumbest stories. Some of the good ones, man. Good ones are. What was our core in the United States? I know Florida was there.
Well, Florida, the armpit of America is the core, and then it kind of filters up into, you get a lot of Ohio. You kind of skip right through the deep South. Not much.
And that surprises me.
But for some reason, you miss the South on this craziness a lot of the time. Right. Tennessee can give you a few stories from time to time. But between Florida and Ohio, I think that's a pretty high concentrate of stupidity.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, but it's Ohio. What else are you going to do?
Right.
Watch the corn grow. That's like Kansas.
It grows big on these hot, humid days, let me tell you.
I know it does.
We're going to go to New York right now. And I've always thought that, once a person gets over, say, the age of 70, there should really be a certain amount of protocols that must go on to allow them to continue a public life.
Right.
Because, 70, certain faculties start to go, and you're just not there. So we have a 72-year-old man arrested for public lewdness after he was, how shall we say it?
Don't sugarcoat it, Tim.
Himself. He was enjoying himself just off of a walking trail, and he thought, this is a good time just to whip it out, jerk it in public.
He was going to have a J.O., right?
He had a good time. He had a good time, yeah. When they got to the scene, they found him just sitting in a gazebo near the entrance to the walking trail. He went into custody without incident.
He was taking care of himself. How would you like to be the arresting
officer on that? Proby,
right.
Come cuff this man. Cuff this man.
Proby, get the mask on. You got to be safe.
So he was issued a ticket, and he will be appearing in court coming up.
To be honest, I can't wait to be an old guy to where I can just walk into a store and pick crap up, shove it in my pants, and walk out. And everybody's like, oh, that's just Scott. Don't worry about him. He'll be back.
I cannot wait to be that old, obnoxious man who can be told nothing.
I'm
going to do what I wanted to do. I didn't fight in WW2. Some punk can tell me what I can do.
I didn't figure out how to get Tim Mize on a podcast. Come on, damn it, for nothing? Uphill both ways?
I've got some old man qualities in me right now anyway.
Oh, I know you do.
My grass. I work way too hard on my grass to have some yahoo walking across it.
Dude, you would absolutely hate my grass right now.
Oh, is it embarrassing?
It was. It's getting there. So I used to be a daycare where we live now, so there's a solid 6 inches of pea gravel on top of my sod, basically, and then everything else has grown up through that. So all my windows are broke from mowing. It sucks.
So you're going for the distressed look, it's very similar. You see these kids now, they pay $200 for a pair of jeans that already has the hole cut into it.
Right, that bugs. Hold on. We'll just go ahead and keep recording.
Just edit that right out.
So this was about the time we had a massive breakdown in everything, and it was a great time to take a break. So we'll do it now as well. More bonus content on the Old 77. It's the News You Can Abuse original cast lineup, me and Tim. We'll be back right after this. Hey guys, Matt and Scott here from the Old 77. Just wanted to take a moment and say, have you heard about Anchor yet?
It's a great way to do a podcast.
Yeah, it's awesome. Anchor's got all of this stuff for you. You get analytics. We're online everywhere. Apple, Google, and they did all of that for us. We didn't have to submit anything.
Nope. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
Right, so no computer, no problem.
Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Welcome back to the Old 77 bonus content. This is an old show I used to do with one of my best friends. This is Tim. Here's segment 2 for you. Love live radio, by the way. If this was live, we'd have just kept rolling.
Oh, it was powered right through it. That's exactly right.
And the funny thing is you and I haven't done this. I was just doing the math earlier. In 6 years.
Is that what it's been?
It's been about 6 years.
It might have been longer than that.
Roughly about 6, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe 7 then, because you went to part-time and I did it a little bit with David for a while.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my mouth gets me in trouble every single time.
The what?
I said, yeah, man, my mouth gets me in trouble every single time.
Oh, every single time.
Yeah,
never fails.
I don't have to worry about that here.
That's good.
Like this chick, I love the title. This woman busts naked intruder in tub, munching on her Cheetos. For some reason, this reminded me, we had a part-timer one time. I loved this. I still talk to this girl. She's great. And she came in on a Sunday, and Tim had a box of, Pop-Tarts.
No.
Dude, this chick ate his whole box of Pop-Tarts.
Well, then, Mitch, no. She ate the whole box of Pop-Tarts. I had one package of Pop-Tarts left. So she ate my last 2 Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought she ate the way I remembered it, she ate every Pop-Tart in the box.
No, I had 1 package, so 2 Pop-Tarts. They were left, and I was saving them because I had to work the next day in the morning, and that was my breakfast. And I get there, and they're gone. I would have respected her more if she would have ate the entire box. That would have almost been like these competitive eaters. You know, I can respect that.
You still a big Joey Chestnut fan?
I wouldn't say fan, you know, but I did watch him today consume 75 hot dogs and set a new world record.
I was just going to ask if you did that.
Well, it's my 4th of July tradition. I love it. It defies all humanity. I always look up and talk about competitive eating records on this day for whatever reason.
Right, you do.
But that dude ate 53 soft tacos from Taco Bell in 10 minutes.
That's way too many.
Yeah. He ate 141 hard-boiled eggs in like 5 minutes. I mean, these things are staggering. Human beings should not be doing that. It ain't right. Some dude ate 2.5 gallons of chili in like less than 10 minutes.
And you know in less than 10 minutes that's coming out too, right?
Well, it has to be. I mean, they have to hold it down for a certain amount of time, but yeah, you can't stay with them for long.
Is that a legit like qualification in competitive eating? You have to hold it down for so long?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
I don't know what the exact amount of time is, but yeah, you gotta keep it down.
I would think in like these guys is right, like in these guys' rider, like they have to have their own private porta-john, right?
Probably high end, you know, gold plated.
Right. Has to have a fan.
That dude's made some money,
right?
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone grows up dreaming to be a competitive eater. You know, like when you're like in middle school, like you write a letter about what you want to be when you grow up. I want to be a professional eater. No one's going to eat as many blueberry pies in 10 minutes as I can eat.
Unless Joey Chestnut's got a kid. I want to be just like my daddy.
Oh, boy.
You're going to call me Jaws Jr.
Jaws Jr. I would think like I think he does have a kid. I would think that kid would be horrified and have nightmares of like hot dogs like attacking him and his family.
Maybe.
Hey, so I've got a story here that involves a man from Wilton, New York, but he's known now as Wilton Woody because he was in a dispute with his town over a like wood shop or workshop that he has on his property.
Okay.
And town officials have said it's not up to code. So they issued a stop work order, and Wilton Woody was agitated. Said he's been trying to comply, but the town officials are not responsive. So
screw
Wilton
these
Woody
guys,
did
man.
What any, self-respecting entrepreneur would do.
Entrepreneur.
He carved out a 7-foot replica of a penis out of a pine tree and put it in his front yard as a sign of protest. The state police showed up Thursday, saying for some strange reason they received a complaint.
Don't understand.
And they arrested Wilton Woody. Now, his actual name, his Christian name, is Jamie Gagne.
His Christian.
He moved the statue to his backyard, but he then returned it to the front yard with the word adult only spray painted in red.
Right.
Because, who doesn't want a front yard that is for adults only?
He should have put your name on it.
In the front of the video store. You have to walk through the porn section to get to the cartoon.
I see no problem with this.
No, I see no problem.
I see no problem with this.
He is saying that he has First Amendment rights to display the statue and plans to fight the charge. So,
that's fantastic.
Only in America, Scott.
Where dreams happen.
What I found weird about the wording of the story was it said a 7-foot replica.
Well, he had to
a replica of his own.
Maybe that's what he told him. Maybe he was giving him the wood.
Ooh, there you go. He is Wilton Woody.
Take it.
I loved how the news footage I saw of it, they had the tip and the balls blurred out. It was quite the image.
In his likeness, man.
In his likeness, that's right.
So I've got this story from Louisiana. Police say a woman came home and discovered a naked stranger in her tub, eating her Cheetos, taking a bath. The police are saying in Monroe County that a 29-year-old was arrested on burglary and property damage charges. The Fort Worth Star-Telegram is reporting that she was caught orange-handed with nowhere to run.
Where do you have those Cheeto fingers?
And that a responding officer found, quote, a tub full of water and a plate of food along with a half-eaten bag of Cheetos belonging to the victim on the toilet next to the tub, end quote. That's pretty nasty. This gal told the homeowner and the police that unknown male somewhere just told her to break into the house, so she did and made herself at home. Police found a tall ice chest underneath the broken window, and pretty much that's how she got in, they think.
So random dude told this Cheeto chick
hey, chick, go break in that house. Okay.
This is very strange.
That sounds like...
obviously easily persuaded.
I gotta tell you, man, that's methed up.
Methed up? Yeah.
That's methed up. That's methed up. How many stories have we read that have, at the end of them, it's the most weirdest story around, and methamphetamines were involved? No kidding.
That is you. Yeah, I can't believe it. You don't say.
No kidding. That's methed up.
Hey, I got this. This is messed up, and this is maybe a little darker than we would normally go.
I love it,
but it just kind of how it started is just so ridiculous. People are just like, calm down, please. Like,
please.
You know, everything is not a personal affront to you.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Who am I to say?
Right.
An Oklahoma woman was arrested after allegedly choking a child who had thrown sand at her. She then proceeded to stab a man who intervened. All because a little kid threw some sand at the lady.
Hey, man, just because he's...
Stab the man.
How many times have I said this, even on the air? Just because he's a little kid doesn't mean he doesn't need to be choked out.
Oh, goodness. This woman, 40 years old, and it was a 5-year-old who was throwing the sand at her.
My God, she's our age.
5-year-old punk. So she grabbed the child, wrapped her legs around said child, and then placed the little girl in a chokehold.
Wow.
She went full UFC style. I guess that's like a rear naked choke.
Right? You've been in a rear naked choke. By UFC.
By the great Matt Hughes.
By Matt Hughes, I was going to say.
Yeah.
The
he
real
cut
deal.
off the flow of oxygen to me in about 5 seconds.
I remember Tim was going limp, and he was going to let it happen.
Oh, I made the decision quickly that I was not going to tap, because that's what he wanted.
Right.
And I thought, I'm going to make this dude put me out and then have to watch everybody in the building look on as he just puts this guy to sleep. So thankfully, he let go before I went to sleep, but it wasn't going to be long.
Right.
Wasn't going to be long.
Man.
Oh, man. So the guy who saw this happen, Good Samaritan, which being a Good Samaritan can really backfire. And it backfired on this cat. She pulled out the pocket knife and just simply began stabbing him. He was left with multiple wounds. And the child wound up with markings on her neck and shoulders that matched the description of said choke. So she was arrested and charged with child abuse, domestic assault, battery with a dangerous weapon, and domestic assault by strangulation. Other than that, she had a great time at the beach.
It sounds like Sideshow Bob.
That is like Sideshow Bob right there.
I'm gonna stab a kid with a pin pocket knife.
Well, he did throw sand.
Just because he's a little kid. I'm just saying.
That's right.
I think that originated on Black Friday. I was like, man, I'm gonna go to Walmart and punch an old lady for a TV. Tim's like, man, you can't be doing that. I'm like, just because she's an old lady doesn't mean she doesn't deserve to get punched for a TV. And then it rolled into something.
The Black Friday phenomenon is something I just don't understand.
That's good people watching,
people
brother.
Who like, oh my gosh, I get up like in the middle of the night and go wait line at Walmart.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Oh, God.
It's fun. It's fun just for the sheer people watching and just the sheer chaos. I mean, you get some good deals too, but it's good people watching.
Good people watching.
Unless you have anxiety, I don't recommend it then.
No, I feel a little bit high stress.
I got a dude in New Mexico. He's facing charges after police say he walked into an unlocked home He stole some car keys and stunned a resident who found him baking a potato and raking the leaves.
Well, yeah, 'cause, I mean, those two things usually go hand in hand. You know, also when I'm raking my leaves, I think, you know what would really help me power through this? A baked potato.
Sports candy. So they say this 45-year-old man was arrested on Tuesday following a bizarre chain of events that confused residents of a Hobbs home. The News Sun is reporting that a female resident woke up, heard a noise in her kitchen, went downstairs, found this dude wiping down the countertop, baking a potato in the microwave. So she asked him, like you do. So she asked him, like you do, hey, what are you doing? His response, baking a potato.
Yeah, duh, lady. What are you, blind? Can't you see?
I mean, he's baking a potato. When she told him to leave...
Clean the countertop, too.
When she told him to leave, he said, no, he just walked outside, left his potato, and began raking the front yard. So she told him, slyly, hey, I want to pay you. Stick around. She went in the house, called the cops. They came, arrested him.
Yeah.
So
that's messed up.
That's methed up, right? So they say everything went pretty smooth. Cops came, took him off. He was slurring when he was talking. He's arrested on burglary and unlawful entry charges. He faces several felony warrants and a couple failure to appears.
But did he get to take the baked potato?
I don't think so. I think he null and voided the baked potato when he walked outside.
Well, that's just a shame.
Right?
He's stuck with the Nutriloaf, and that's not nearly as good.
That could have been really good, man. That could have been your last meal.
It had potential.
Now it's Nutriloaf. But he's got, 3 hots and a cot.
3 hots and a cot, that's right.
Yeah.
He's got no worries.
Damn, we're bringing it all back now. Now all we need is a Let's Go to Prison reference.
Oh, there we go. I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
You know what, man? You really know what kind of class of people you run with, because when I moved to Jeff City, Missouri, no one here has watched Let's Go to Prison, and it saddens me.
That is a shame.
Right.
You think you know a person, you know?
I know, man. I know.
Like, you see someone for every day, and then 10 years later you find out, oh, you've never seen Let's Go to Prison?
You've never seen Let's Go to Prison? I don't even know you.
I thought we were friends.
You're dead to me.
That's right.
You're dead. You got one more story, or you want to do a couple more?
I'm out of stories.
All right, man. Well, I got some dumb laws if you want to do them, or some silly facts.
All right, I got a couple first world problems that are decent.
Perfect. You want to do either of these? Let's do yours first.
Okay.
So, first world problem. For me, today, my first world problem was I wanted to call Tim between 1 and 1:30, and I didn't get there until 1:39. 10 minutes late because my computer decided to update.
Never fails, does it?
God, man, that was such a first world problem. I was cussing it the whole time.
I was agitated at you, too. I was bad-mouthing you the entire 30 minutes.
I'm sure you were. That son of a bitch. He said he was calling me.
So, that's right, leaving me hanging. So, the other day, I wake up in the morning, got my coffee set to roll, auto timer, so I've got the brewed coffee when I wake up.
Right.
Drink a cup of coffee, go to eat my nice bowl of cereal, get my Honey Nut Cheerios out, pour them in the bowl, cut up my strawberries, ready to go. I got no bananas. Oh, no. I'm out of bananas. So I had to eat a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios with just strawberries and milk.
Like a peasant.
I was unfulfilled. I felt like some sort of backwoods savage eating this cereal with no banana. Like, what is going on?
Wait, hold.
I could barely choke it down.
You didn't have any granola in there. Be careful.
Well, there was no granola.
You said backwoods savage. You got to be careful now.
That's fair. That's fair.
I love granola.
But you get certain things built up in your mind. Granola's overrated to me.
Yeah, granola's delicious.
Yeah.
Like a backwoods savage.
I got a straight up first world problem for you. This happened to me last fall. I was mowing my grass on my zero-turn lawnmower, and my iPhone fell out of my pocket, and I ran it over.
Dude! As you should have, because it was a friggin' iPhone. I hope you replaced it with an Android.
Oh, heck no, I want a quality product. So I took said iPhone and got the screen replaced, which worked great, but my home button was destroyed. So the button still works, but now I have no fingerprint ID.
Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you
am I supposed to?
How do you even use that phone?
I barely do. Like, I'm holding it now, and it barely works. It feels terrible.
So you literally ran your phone over and then repaired it?
Sure did.
You are the frugalest bastard I have ever met in my life. I love you. Because that's right after my own heart, man. Heck yes.
It had a lot of good time left in it.
You got to finance these phones now. Dude, I'm just impressed. God.
Thank you.
So I lost my phone it was a couple years ago, and it was literally like I'd severed an arm. How do I do anything now?
You can't function without it.
That's exactly how it was.
Forget your phone somewhere and it's over.
Oh my God, that's like a fear of mine.
It's like, I've only been on the road for 30 minutes, so I got to turn around and get my phone.
Right? But to be fair, I feel like back in Illinois, that's exactly, if you're going anywhere, you're driving 30 minutes, though.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. You know what else is terrible? When your phone is dying, but you're still trying to use it, and so you plug it in, but the cord's never long enough, so then you're sitting like at this awkward angle trying to pretend that you're comfortable still looking at your phone.
I don't do that anymore. So I cut the cord.
Oh, you got one of those wireless chargers.
I have a wireless charger at work. I have a wireless charger in my home office. I have a wireless pad on my nightstand. So my phone is always being charged.
Man, you're so fancy. I don't even feel comfortable talking to you anymore. You're like a totally different person to me now.
I am a totally different person, right? Because I actually allow Google to track me now.
Oh, see, there's your mistake right there.
See, I know. I hate myself for it, but I do it.
That. You're gonna have Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg all up in your business.
Oh, they're already in my feelings. Like, I can hear Elon talking. He's like, quick, we're gonna name our kids something weird.
He lives in my upper molar.
Right. Come in, Tokyo. That's totally accurate. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. So you're the only dude on the planet I think I could actually talk about all of my, like, weird computer fears, and Tim was always like dismissive of them before, and I think he's like come around now, man.
Hey, man, my goal is the last person born in the 80s who's not on social media.
You were harder than hell to get on right now. Let me just say that.
That's right. I'm not off the grid, but I like to think that I'm like adjacent to the grid.
I know of one picture online of Tim Mize, and I put it there.
That's fantastic.
I know, because
let's keep it that way.
You had crutches on. It was great. So several years ago, back in another life, Tim Mize was farming and decided he don't care. He's a young guy. He can just jump right out the tractor. So Tim jumps down, snaps that ankle, man.
Yeah, it hurt. That didn't go well.
Like that, son.
Turns out that was a bad decision. I did finish the field, though.
On the broken ankle? No kidding?
On the broken ankle. You better believe it.
That's my boy right there. Hells yes.
So give me some useless knowledge.
Hit you with some useless knowledge? All right, these all come from these dumb facts provided by dumb.com. A cockroach can live 9 days without its head before it starves to death.
That's terrifying. I guess that's how they survived the nuclear holocaust?
Right. It's only going to be at the end of the world after we've nuked the crap out of ourselves. It's going to be 5 cockroaches and Keith Richards. And he's going to be like, I smoked your uncle.
And then at that point, it's even money to see who outlasts who.
It's even money, right?
Yeah.
And both the roaches have no heads.
Even it's Keith Richards for some reason.
Thomas Edison invented the light bulb because he was afraid of the dark.
That's interesting.
Most American car horns honk in the key of F, which is also the same key as an old telephone dial tone.
I was going to say there has to be a reason for that.
I don't know.
I rarely use my horn.
I don't use my horn for the right reasons. I see some old guy bent over, like patting his wife or something, and I'm like, meh, meh, you know? Or somebody I know, I'm honking. It doesn't matter. I don't use my horn to warn others.
Right. The horn is definitely more of a city driving thing than a country driving thing.
Well, maybe. Because I remember I used it more in the country when I would be like flying through late at night because I had to get to work or early in the morning, and I just lay on my horn in the country so the deer would hear me.
Not a bad idea.
Right? A man named Charles Osborne had the hiccups for 68 years. They started in 1922 and lasted till 1990. They started after a 300-pound hog fell on top of him while he was getting ready to slaughter it. The hiccups stopped when he was 96, or about a year before he died.
Can that be true? I don't know. Wouldn't a person go crazy?
I would think,
for
man.
Real? Like if he had the hiccups for 68 years?
If not, that last year of his life was absolute friggin' heaven.
At that point, I'd be disappointed. Like, I'm just ready to write it out now. Like, now you leave me?
I'm upset. In an average lifetime, the average American receives 31 prank phone calls.
That seems low.
That's what I thought too, man.
Although think about it though, prank phone calls aren't what they used to be with caller ID.
No, they sure aren't.
When we were kids, you could prank the living crap out of people.
Right?
Now, your number's right there.
This is a phone call when I was a kid. Hello? Okay, bye. That was it. Now it's like you get that, and it's like, oh, hey, Jim, what's going on? You still at 45,
right.
68.
If you don't have the number in your phone, you're not answering. Like when you called me, you had to tell me this is going to be the number. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have picked up.
Right. Yeah, no kidding. Is that why you didn't pick up when I called the first 5 times?
No, because it went to voicemail so fast.
Gotcha. Voicemail.
It's true.
Hey, man, what planet has 1,600 volcanoes?
What planet?
Yeah.
Earth?
Venus.
Venus.
What's the only food that doesn't spoil?
The only food?
You know this.
That doesn't spoil.
We've had that one before.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like when you tell me, I will definitely know it, but I'm not going to get it.
It's honey.
Honey. Blast.
Damn you, honey.
I could have 5 guesses that never would have come up with honey.
All right, and one more. The microwave was invented after a researcher walked by a radar tube and a chocolate bar melted in his pocket.
Wow. That makes the microwave a little concerning to me.
You know what? Have you ever seen early videos of people doing the microwave? Like they were, using early... They're in, like, radiation suits and shit.
Well, my parents talk about when they got their first microwave back in the day, they made hamburgers in there just because they could.
Yeah.
There was instructions of how to make steaks.
I remember that. Like my mom and me and my dad went out and we got our first microwave, and it came with like a plug-in probe that you did meat with.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Can you imagine the piece of rubber that would have come out of there?
Oh. It would have been delicious, man.
Well, yeah, you just need a little A1.
That's all you need.
Or maybe a lot of A1.
Right. But you know what? If it had a probe and you could do the internal and external temperature and cook it properly, it may be delicious. You never know.
You never know.
If it's done right.
I bet Gordon Ramsay could rock it.
Oh. What's wrong with that dish? It's so oily. The United States is going to invade it. That guy's a prick, man.
Well, yeah, but he is. Are you not entertained?
I am entertained.
Exactly.
I can't say that I'm not. Tim, we need to do this again, man.
Absolutely, man. It was fun.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Blast to the past.
And it's an exclusive. You can hear it on the old 77. Do you listen to the old 77? Of course you don't, because you don't podcast.
I do not.
And I love you for it. What's a podcast? Is that can I listen to that on my Zoom?
That's not going to catch on.
No, I don't think it is either.
It's more of a passing fad.
Like San Diego. We're going to go yogging
Well, I
later.
mean-
It's such a fad.
It means whale's vagina. There's no way that's right.
Yes, that's not right at all. No. Yes, that's...
Dude, that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, man, that was a good time. That was a hell of a good time. We need to do
Well,
that
I
again.
hope your post isn't too much. I hope you don't have too much editing to do.
Oh, I got a little bit. I got 3 files to put together. It's no biggie.
Yeah, I know you'll rock it out.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is nothing. I've put together worse.
I'm sure you have. Oh, goodness.
Heck yeah, man. We need to do this again.
Yes, definitely.
Right on,
Definitely.
brother.
We'll be in touch.
Cool, man. Yeah, don't be a stranger.
Talk about that.
This has been the
Text
news you
that
can
out.
abuse from the Old 77 bonus content.
That was the old 77. It's a safe place in an unsafe world.